Welcome to the MLB 2022 AL East 5-minute preview.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to this channel. I promised 5-minute preview videos. This one might be a little bit longer. It's the first one of the year, and of course, 2022 is upon us. It's been a while since I've been doing some videos. Guys, it's baseball season. I'm back. Probably not going to be doing them as much as I did last year. A lot going on. But I couldn't pass up the chance to go over the divisions. And we always start every year with the American League, my Toronto Blue Jays. Starting from the bottom, we're going to go from Vegas projections bottom all the way up to the top. So we're going to kick things off with everybody's channel favorite, the Baltimore Orioles.
The Orioles are projected 62.5 wins following an abysmal 52-win season. Again, projected to be at the bottom of the AL East, a stacked division. We're not too surprised at this point. And they got a lot of ground to make up in this division where most teams did a lot of work and got a lot better. Let's look at what the Orioles did. As of right now, when I'm recording this is their projected lineup. Of course, Cedric Mullins, Ryan Mountcastle, Trey Mancini, Santander, all these guys coming back from last year. Mullins, monster year. I think O's fans all thinking and hoping he can repeat that. The big story right now, obviously, Adley Rutschman, the catcher prospect ranked number 15 in the MLB, is currently injured and not on this list. So there's obviously that. We go down to the rotation. John Means at the top. Can he perform the way he did for that short period of last year? Other than that, it's quite lowly pitching rotation with Jordan Lyles, the biggest veteran on there, 10 years in the league. Everyone else kind of 1 year or less. Next up in the AL East, we have the Boston Red Sox. Projected 85.5 wins. Last season, they pulled off 92, which at the time was probably quite a bit surprise for a lot of people around the MLB. Fans, me included. They had a really good start. They were on top of the division for a little while there. And we all know how it ended last year with the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays all coming down to that last game of the season. What an exciting way to end. But this year we have Boston fourth. I think that's pretty much the same as last year, so don't be surprised for Boston to be right there in the mix. They had a busy offseason, bringing some new names, and we'll get to that right now. Clearly, the big story for Boston was Trevor Story, the big signing. He's going to be coming in and playing second base, $140 million contract. It's a big deal, and from my perspective, Story wasn't a massive add, but maybe I'll be wrong. I think he's a little bit overrated in the free agent market, but that's just me. On the rotation side of things, that's where some of the concern comes for the Red Sox. Chris Sale suffered a rib fracture already, and there's no timetable for his return. It's a big part of that rotation. James Paxton, also an addition for the Red Sox. He's not quite going to be coming back, and he's had an injury-prone career the last few years, so that's a big question mark. So for me, the rotation, big question mark. Otherwise, the projected lineup for the Red Sox is very similar to last season. And that's going to be a good thing for them because their offense had some of the best numbers across the entire MLB. Hunter Renfroe gone. Jackie Bradley Jr. coming back for the Red Sox. He is subbing back in at that bottom spot. Projected. Next up, projected to finish third, we have last year's AL East champions, the Tampa Bay Rays. Projected 89.5 wins after a triple-digit win season in 2021 of 100 on the dot. Rays, they just aren't the powerhouse that the other two teams that we're going to get to in a second really demonstrate on paper. Those other two teams made some big adds, and they look to be better analytically. Let's take a look at what the Rays are bringing to 2022. The Rays put together quite an offensive showing last season, and they're pretty much bringing back almost the same roster in the 1 through 9 hole. Wander Franco is going to be up from the very beginning, so it's going to be amazing to see what he can do. We got Meadows and Zunino to see if they can bring back the power that they really demonstrated last year. And of course, Rosarina. Can he do what he did in the postseason a couple of years back? The big question mark for the Rays comes down to their rotation. Shane Baz, who was one of their up-and-coming prospects, right now is sidelined with recovering from an elbow surgery. Tyler Glasnow still recovering from that Tommy John from last year. Of course, they have Chirinos as well sidelined. So a big part of what their projected pitching would normally look like isn't being demonstrated here, but they do bring in Corey Kluber to try to fill up some of that. But the Rays, who have made the bullpen leadoff pitching style famous, we're probably going to be seeing a lot of that out of the gate from the Tampa Bay Rays. Next up, projected to finish second in the American League East, we got the New York Yankees. Projected 91.5 wins, coming off a 92 win season last year, so pretty much the same as the year before. They were a little busy in the offseason compared to some of the other teams, so let's jump into what they pulled off. Yankees re-upped with Anthony Rizzo. He's coming back, signing a 2-year contract with them. They also brought in Josh Donaldson, who's going to rain some terror again across this American League East. And the rest of it's a little bit the same. You got Joey Gallo again showing up, who they traded for last year. The offseason projected rotation remains Garrett Cole at the top, and if he can be anywhere near his old self, the Yankees are in good hands. Herman is the only guy that you don't see in the rotation list from before. He's still recovering from some injuries. Yankees, typical Yankee lineup, a lot of power and some good talent in the pitching rotation, and you can clearly expect them to have a bullpen that is equally as strong. Projected first for the first time in this channel's history of doing these previews for 4 straight years, we got my Toronto Blue Jays, 92.5 wins, which was some one ahead of the Yankees after a 91 win season last year. The Jays made some noise in the offseason after losing Robbie Ray to free agency. Let's take a look at what they did. The Jays' biggest splash came when they traded for Matt Chapman from the Oakland A's. Fills that third baseman hole, which is probably one of their weakest holes last season. They also got rid of Randall Grichuk and brought in Tapia instead, making them some room in the salary department. Greg Bird coming off the bench as well, coming from the Yankees over to them. They added some depth to the rotation, bringing in Gausman and Kikuchi. So they got a strong 5-man rotation with Ross Stripling making that number 6, and possibly Nate Pearson, who some people may have forgotten about, being a strong 7th. So the depth is definitely there for the rotation. The depth is there for the offensive lineup. This is an exciting time for Blue Jays fans, and myself included. There you have it, guys. The quick AL East preview. Tried to be 5 minutes, a little bit longer, but there's going to be one of these for all the divisions coming out over the next week and a half, leading up to the MLB season. So if you guys want to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff, we have a Discord channel that has a poppin' community. We're a little small still, but we're growing. So if you want to come in there, talk baseball, jump in there. I'll put it in the description below. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you guys all season long. Peace out.